It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we got another episode of This Week in Warframe. We're going to go over the entire weekly reset. Also, what you can expect as a Warframe player this upcoming week. We do these videos every week, so if you enjoy these types of informational videos, we got build guides and all that stuff on the channel as well. Make sure you hit that sub button. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also, check out the live stream as well. I'll be live right after this video goes up, doing these weekly reset things like Netra cells, Archon hunts, and the like. So come on, stop by. Alright, now that we've gone over that, let's go over the first weekly reset item at Teshin. It's going to be for Steel Essence, and let's see what we got. But yeah, as far as this week in Warframe, guys, we got a couple things going on this week. And your first weekly item is a Rifle Riven at Teshin. This is probably more worth it than the Zal one, but yeah, definitely still 75 Steel Essence for one Riven at the end of the day. But yeah, for this week in Warframe, we actually got two things coming up. We got the Lunar Renewal event. That's starting on Thursday, I believe, the 24th, and there will be a new ephemera, a new chroma skin. So the frame I'm playing right now, chroma. There's also going to be a new dual sword skin, I believe there is, and then a couple other things too. So, yep, on Thursday, keep an eye out for that. And also, actually, is that Thursday or Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday, actually. Okay, yeah, Wednesday is Lunar Renewal, and then we have a new dev stream on Friday, the 26th. So, Lunar Renewal event Wednesday, dev stream Friday. There's an Umbra Forma Twitch drop on their dev stream as well on Friday, so make sure you have your account linked and all that stuff to get that Umbra Forma Twitch drop. But yeah, as far as what I'm expecting them to be talking about, I'm expecting them to talk about the next update, and there's a new frame they'll be apparently talking about as well. So, for your Archithes wares and your weekly reset over here, let's see what we got. Usually not super worth it, but let's see what we got here. Alright, so we got 5,000 Kuva for 10 Pathos, Companion Riven Mod for 20 Pathos. Did you know these are worth like 7 plat? This is really not worth getting. Melee Riven mod, Forma Blueprint, and a Rifle Riven mod. So you got lots of Rivens here, but yeah, this is probably like equating to like 30 plat, I'd guess. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. Not exactly worth, you know, nearly 50 Pathos. So yeah, actually it's exactly 50 Pathos. If that's worth it to you, go for it. Maybe want some guaranteed Rivens. There you go. Now, as far as the Incarnons this week, we just came from the best week. The week we were just on, Torrid, Dual Ichor, Dual Tox, etc., etc. That's probably the best week out of all of them. And the one we have right now will not be as exciting. But first off, looking at the Archon hunt, we got the Snake Archon with the yellow Archon shards. And the mission types are Mobile Defense, Normal Defense, and the Final Boss Showdowns. They got, you know, with the double defense today, so you have fun with that. Good luck getting that Shard Rider. This guy can deal some Toxin procs to you, so you might want to have a kind of tanky build if you get hit by a Toxin proc, not just a shield getting build. As far as the Deviri things, let's see our normal rotation. For normal frames, we got Hydroid normal, Mirage normal, and Limbo normal. As far as who has the best Helminth, it's definitely Mirage, so go with her. As far as who's the hardest to farm, I believe Limbo and Mirage are both from quests, so just go with Mirage, because Limbo's Helminth is not very useful. It's Banish. It has some niche applications, but yeah, ever since Overguard got added, Limbo's been a lot worse. So go with Mirage here. I got Total Eclipse as a rank up reward, and yeah, it's a very good Helminth ability, just not on the new tile set. The new tile set, it's glitched out to only give you a damage reduction buff, not a damage, like a damage DPS buff. For your Steel Path Incarnons, we have a middling week at best. Reminder that if you are rank 9 Opportunity Intrinsic, you can grab this stuff over here instead of an Incarnon if you prefer that. But yeah, we've got the Akenbrut Incarnon, the Soma Incarnon, the Vasto Incarnon, the Nami Solo Incarnon, and the Bursted Incarnon. As far as what all of these do, the Akenbrut Incarnon, once you get a 6x combo multiplier, will become, it's Incarnon form where it can fire off Ghost Axes from aerial attacks and slide attacks. Those Ghost Axes, think of them like mini Exodia Contagions, like very mini Exodia Contagions. They deal a lot less damage. They can kill Acolytes. They're pretty good. It's just, this is not the best weapon in the game at all. It really is not. It's a good sword and shield, but yeah, the exact gimmick of it is during only aerial attacks and slide attacks, so like not normal attacks, unlike the Hate Incarnate, which was on normal attacks. And additionally, I think it's like a mostly, it's got decent crit with the Final Incarnate, but yeah, it's just a good sword and shield with a gimmicky special attack. Doesn't do a ton of damage. This can one-shot Acolytes and do some decent damage on Steel Path, but yeah, wouldn't recommend it as your first at all. I definitely recommend something else. Maybe even the Nami Solo melee over this, but yeah, they're both not the best melees this week. Soma Incarnon, one of the most disappointing Incarnons in the entire game. Basically, the Incarnon form reduces your crit chance but it gives you increased status chance and multi-shot. It also reduces the fire rate, too. So, for some reason, they decided to nerf the stats in the Incarnon form, and none of the buffs at the final tier buff your crit chance. They only buff your crit damage, so you have to basically force the Incarnon form to crit with like Sevagoth's Shadow Haze Augment, with Harrow's 4, Avenger, Adarza, things like that. It feels like it's worse in the Incarnon form, even though it might still be a little bit more damage technically. So that's a bummer. But yeah, it becomes like a slash shotgun basically with low crit. You could get it if you want to. There's nothing wrong with getting it. I mean, I'd say the Burstin would definitely be a higher priority than this, but if you have nostalgia for the Soma Prime, get it, and then you can buff your normal Soma shot. Because like some other Incarnons, you can just use the normal fire mode and not the Incarnon fire mode, because the Incarnon fire mode feels weaker a lot of the time. That's what you could maybe do with the Soma. But yeah, unfortunately, a little bit disappointing. The Vasto Incarnon, this one is very, very single target. When you enter Incarnon form with this, you get basically an exalted fan the hammer, like, I think it fires off like 6 bullets at a time. It's a fan the hammer exalted thing or Incarnon thing kind of. So very good for killing like one singular enemy. If you get a punch through Riven or put a punch through mod on here, it can kill multiple enemies in one shot. But yeah, it's very, very single target. We have a Incarnon here called Death Trap Trigger. On equipping this, or on switching this weapon from your primary, you get massive increase to crit chance and crit damage. This will make it like red crit and really, really hit hard. But again, single target at the end of the day. I would only recommend this if you're looking for a, maybe more of like a fashion frame pistol. It looks really cool for like a Mesa look or something. But yeah, as far as practicality, not exactly there unless you want to kill one enemy at a time. But hit them really hard. The Nami Solo Incarnon, definitely one of my less used Incarnons. This thing is pretty good though. It gets increased range on the Incarnon form, which is not very exciting, but also some of the Incarnon upgrades on here are pretty cool. Like this one right here, on equip, increase attack speed for 4 seconds. That 30% free attack speed is pretty decent. You got one here, heavy attack windup speed, increased damage fall off by 60%, and also some big crit upgrades in the final tier. If you're looking for a good machete weapon, this is probably one of the best machete weapons in the game easily, and it's got really good range too with that, plus 3 extra years of range. Now, is it better than the Akin brought Incarnon? Maybe. It's a weapon type that I kind of like more personally, but yeah, these are both middling this week as the melees are concerned. Now, the best of the best this week is definitely the Burstin Incarnon. It's very similar to how the Bratton Incarnon works. In the Incarnon form, the alternate fire mode becomes a extremely fast firing heat beam. Or not beam, it's actually more like a heat exploding bullet. And it has a lot of ammo. I think it's got like 600 ammo or something when you go to Incarnon form. And if you watched my previous Void Cascade guide from a couple days ago, this is one of the weapons I use for level 10,000. They will kill level 10,000s really fast. So make sure you get this one if you don't have it already. Burst fire in the primary shot and full auto in the Incarnon form with very good heat damage and hybrid stats. Very powerful here. As far as overall recommendations this week, I'd say number 1, Burstin, and then number 2 is really up to you. What looks the best to you? Do you want a single target pistol that hits really hard and looks good for fashion frame? Incarnon Vasto. Do you want to try to relive the nostalgia of having the Soma Prime being good back in the day? You could maybe try this out. I'm not guaranteeing it will make it as good as back then or as meta as back then, but at least it will be buffing the primary shot. Get some extra crit damage on the primary shot. Get some extra reduced accuracy on the primary shot. Some extra reload speed. Built-in punch through, bleeds, overkill, overshields on bleeds. That kind of stuff. I'd say maybe go for Burstin and then really the second shot's up to you. If it was me, if I was going into here raw and literally no idea what these did, I would go Burstin and I would probably go Vasto. Because as for me, I like to go for 1 primary and 1 secondary, or 1 primary and 1 melee or something like that. Going double primary feels kind of weird because it's like, okay, I can't use both of these this week. I can only use 1. So I say go Burstin Vasto or go Burstin melee. And that's really up to you guys. Hopefully that was helpful in some way, even though it's like some of these Incarnons aren't very good. All right, moving on to the Kahl mission. Reminder, Kahl cannot actually bring Tau Shards. If you do want to get Tau Shards, you have to go to your Netra cells on the Sanctum Atomica new tile set, which just reset today, or you can do it in Archon hunts, which we just showed. So Ticker has a Crimson Archon Shard, and this is the thing that will never, ever be Tau. And for Kahl mission, please don't be Prison Break. It's Prison Break. And are they making me suffer today? Find 4 passcodes. Oh, that's pretty bad. Okay. Our challenges for Prison Break, we've done every Kahl mission ever, is complete the mission without dying, break 5 Narmer Veils using the Veil Breaker, collect 5 Gene Stamps. Reminder, Gene Stamps are no longer marked on your map with a yellow icon. Now you must look on your loot radar for the little loot radar icon. That's how they're marked. And I believe it's only like a 15-20 meter radius too. So Gene Stamps are worse to find than ever, guys. Be careful about that, especially on this map. It will be a very large map, so be careful about that. You might want to just avoid that challenge for now. Get 10 kills while using the Hellion Jetpack. Take out 10 enemies with the dropship. And find 4 passcodes and unlock the cache. Don't walk past the cache before you open it, okay? You might want to also just skip this one, too. This is a pretty terrible challenge on this tile. Not very good challenges for this one. All right, now for the Nightwave. Now, guys, people have been asking when the Nightwave is ending. You have a lot of time, guys. The Nightwave pretty much started, like, what, 2 months ago? I'd guess about at least 2 more months of this Nightwave at the very least. So, no big rush at all, guys. All right, for your Nightwave challenges... The first one is Exterminate, Illuminator. Complete 3 Exterminate missions, so very simple there. Catch 3 rare Servofish in the Orb Valis. And defeat the Ropalolist. Reminder, this could be the normal path Ropalolist. Does not need to be the steel path Ropalolist. The steel path Ropalolist is a pain in the butt for a lot of players. Another Elite Weekly, collect 20 different resources of any type. So that's great. And your permanent weeklies, kill 30 Eximus, complete 15 missions, and kill 500 enemies are always just going to be there every week. Alright, moving on to the cred offerings. Do they change my sorting this week? Doesn't look like it. Okay, sorting looks good this week, DE. Good job. Evergreen stuff at the top. Got our Orc and Catalyst reactors and Nitane. Full bond normal parts. We got some helmets here. Really going to be personal preference if you think these helmets are worth it to you. Got the Wolf Hood blueprint for the operator. For Aura mods, we got Holster Amp, Shield Disruption, Loot Detector, Shotgun Scavenger, and Infested Impotence. As far as must-have Aura mods this week, I'd say go for Loot Detector, and that should be your #1 priority out of all these choices. And then #2, go for Holster Amp. It's not needed, but it's pretty good. Loot Detector is very nice for farming loot and farming Syndicate Medallions for getting like extra relic packs or whatever. For your Mastery Fodder and things of that nature... wait, do we have any augment mods? No Nightwave previous season augment mods here, looks like. We got the Ceramic Dagger blueprint, so if you have your Ceramic Dagger INCARNON, you didn't get the blueprint somehow, there you go. Also got the Jaw Sword blueprint and the Heat Sword blueprint for Mastery Fodder. For your Conclave augments, we got Rumbler for Atlas, becoming a Rumbler, giving him some Overguard. Deceptive Bond for Loki. There should be a new Loki augment soon, and it will be for Decoy, so you will not want to have this one anymore. But yeah. And then Purging Slash for X-Scout, removing debuffs from yourself and giving some shields. And also Shrapnel onto the Marlock, giving increased multi-shot and minus damage. That is your Nightwave reset and your Incarnons this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Invigorations in the back. And yes, before that one person every week comments, I'm aware these are different per player. I have been doing these in my videos for a long time, and I still enjoy doing it, just to show like what this thing is. These things exist, and it is different per player. So if you want to get access to these Invigorations, which are random per player, thank you for reminding me that one person in the comment section says it every week. You can get this from the market for 300 plat, or you can get the rank 5 with the Necrolisk Deimos Syndicate to get access to these Invigoration and the Helminth and all that stuff. So rank 3 for normal Helminth, rank 5 for Invigorations. Let's see what we got going on. And there is no double credit weekend this week, so I'm not going to really be worried about any of this stuff being for like chroma or whatever. So we got the first one for Harrow, 250% increased secondary damage and 1,000 extra health. Not really something that Harrow needs, extra health, but hey, secondary damage is decent with like the Nell Prime or whatever. That. For Nova, pretty good Nova. We got 100% increased ability range. Those wormhole portals about to be insane. And 25 heal rate, so it's a built-in healing. That's a pretty decent one for Nova. Like I said, my portals will be very far range. I'm guessing like 200-something meter portal. Not bad for teleporting a drone, so might have to use that at some point. And wow, okay. Unfortunately, I'm not a big Gyre player, but if you are a Gyre player, I bet you're jealous looking at this one right now. Increased 200% power strength and 200% energy max for Gyre. So I could definitely take off Prime Flow. I would be going massive overkill on the power strength and just red crit shocking everything. Pillage would be super easy. Yeah, that would be a really easy... Maybe I'll make a Gyre build this week with some purple shards. How about that? How about some purple shards Gyre with this? That might be pretty good. I'm pretty sure Gyre doesn't cause electric with her form. Maybe I'm thinking about that wrong. I haven't played Gyre in a while, so... It might not cause electric procs, just does electric damage, but we'll see. I'll test it out, so... See you guys next time. This is why I show these invigorations. Fun stuff like this can happen. So, see you guys next time. Appreciate all support. Take it easy. Bye.